Hello everyone, I am Conquering History Games, and welcome back to part 2 of my United States playthrough here in Hearts of Iron 4 in the name of the Tsar. Now we've gotten past the 1936 election, we're actually more than a year past the election by now. Still kind of going through the Harding Doctrine though, because we want to get rid of that. And pretty soon we're going to be able to get into some policies here that will allow us to get involved in some foreign affairs. Although we do not have a recruitable population as of yet. There is this Spanish-Colombian War going on, although how much of a navy does Spain even have? They've got a little bit of a navy, but I'm definitely curious to see where they're going to attempt to land in the West. And it's not as if we could justify on them, and it's too late to guarantee these guys independence because they're already at war, so we are just kind of stuck here while we wait. Now, over here... Pax Americana. If we get down to the Pax Americana, it'll guarantee all of the Western Hemisphere. So maybe that's not the worst thing we could do. Plus, a ton of countries, basically everybody who we give our protection is going to start drift toward democracy. And that's a nice change of pace sometimes, to just play a democratic country. Whoops, but maybe one that's a little bit more efficient when it comes to its research. We'll try to be anyway. Do I want to boost the stability? You know what? Shoot. Let's actually... We are going to improve the stability. We are going to do it. And now we've abandoned the Harding Doctrine. It's going to be really great for us. But I want to still come down here to the end of the Depression. But there's just so much to do. Black Chamber Operation, Preemptive Intervention. Or Plan Lime. What a concept. Pax Americana. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, this is going to take the better part of a year just to come down to Pax Americana. I'd much rather end the Depression. Which is, not so bad, but it's better if we get rid of it. Let's also start slowly increasing conscription. Let's try to find a few people somewhere in the world who want to join the army. What's going on here? Oh yeah, you can't just shift click anymore until you've done the first thing. Alright, but looking better, looking better. I probably actually should have jumped us up to partial mobilization first. In fact, here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop that, and we're going to make this infrastructure a higher priority first. And so it begins. Germany's war has started. We'll see how this goes. Alright, now we could do some aluminum production and things like that, but I don't think that's necessary. Wow, we're getting a lot of manpower really quick, though. Good for us. Now, try to fill up what we don't have here yet. So, we could go over here to the mediums, but I think that's actually fine where we're at now. Push out this light tank. We still need to build quite a few more factories before we're even making tanks at all. At the moment, it's going to take us another almost 1,200 days to get our infantry equipment up and running. But again, once we're off of civilian economy and we've got the depression dealt with, we'll be good. We're going to set up the Tennessee Valley Authority. If we establish the TVA, we can improve the infrastructure in the Tennessee Valley and the rest of the South. A couple of civilian factories, which will be very useful. Good. All right. Oh, shoot. Once again with the research, though. I keep fucking that up. We're in 1938, so better infantry equipment's needed. Soon, though. Soon. Some excitement's gonna happen, I think. The agriculture stuff can wait, right? Do we really need food in the country? Because we are still dealing with those nationwide food shortages, which is what's increasing the consumer good factories as well as reducing our recruitable population by 1%. But look at that, we've already got about 500,000 people available to us. We are fine. Nothing to get hung about. No, way too ahead of time there. 65 days to go here, so let's get over here on the infantry equipment, since that's what we still mostly have. Oh, this guy's ready for an upgrade. Let's give him Scavenger. I think that'll be fun. We're doing Scavenger here, as well as Fast Planner, maybe? No, Charismatic. Charismatic's the way to go. Food shortages worsen. The current government is unable to provide constant supply of food to our population. Result, the opposition protests against the current office. Thousands of people have gathered in the streets to demand food and resignation of the staff. We'll see how this develops. A little bit of a stability hit. No big dizzle. Nothing to worry about. Okay, and now we can go to partial mobilization. Time for the CCC. We'll just put some of those angry people to work. The idea of a CCC, Civilian Conservation Corps, was proposed by Governor Roosevelt in the 1932 campaign. Now we should implement this idea if we are to end this depression. Alright. Get rid of these. Yeah, I don't need to be alerted about those decisions. Cool. And we're done mobilizing. Got about 700,000 plus available to join the army. Great. Now we're still 1,100 days away on the infantry equipment and 500 days on the support equipment. What happens when you only have 10 military factories in 1938? Reminds me of Russia and Kaiserreich, where you got this big army but no guns. We don't even have that big an army. It's just 36. And definitely looks like the Northern German Confederation has this totally under control. Like I said, the Southern Commune did not put itself in a position to succeed. So they're getting run right over. Now, what's happening in the rest of the world? Not sure yet. Still haven't established their new government, and they're doing Navy stuff over here in Turkey. Not particularly exciting. March on Washington. Washington ground to a halt today as extreme opposition groups took to the streets to show their profound anger with the current government and unhappiness about the results in 1936. The situation is worsened by nationwide food shortages and agricultural crisis in America. That's not good. And we're still at 60% stability. No big deal. I'm sure it'll get all better once the Great Depression ends. Which we're doing now. End of the 1932 Depression. With the reforms we've made, we can finally push our country past the Depression and continue improving the USA. Who's justifying against me? Spain itself. Do you want to run that by me again? The Second Spanish-American War. Which tells me they're going to make a play for Puerto Rico, right? Let's break off a couple of these guys. Send them down there. Attack on the White House. Washington has descended into chaos today following an attack by an unknown Marxist militia, leaving President Landon dead, along with all but one member of the cabinet. Vice President Bora, who was at his ranch in Idaho at the time, is also dead after an assault on his ranch moments following the White House attack. Secretary of State Stimson, a veteran of both the Hoover and Curtis administrations, was in the UK at the time and is on his way back immediately. His inauguration will take place in a couple days in the Capitol Rotunda. Hopefully the worst is over. Oh my goodness gracious. Clutching my pearls right now. Harry Stimson, Republican politician, during this time period, of course. He was Secretary of War under William Taft. He was, as it said, he also worked in the Hoover administration, where he was the Secretary of State. And he also was Secretary of War under Democratic presidents, Truman and Roosevelt. So quite a, I guess you'd say, on both sides of the aisle, a very well-respected man, seen as an important advisor. And this is funny because in this world he's called a rearmer, which is increasing their factory output by 5%. But in our world, he actually was part of the um, London Naval Treaty and how that worked in terms of reducing naval armament internationally. Anyway, he is a conservative grandee, which increases his political power gain by 5%, and political advisor costs is reduced by 10%. Wow. Oh my goodness, can you believe what these Marxists have done? Alright. Well, hopefully the worst is over. They got it out of their system, right? They're gonna stop now, yeah? Come on, get down here. Where's our navy? Are much bigger than theirs navy. We are gonna merge all these together. I'm gonna Ernest King and send them down here to the Caribbean. All of you merge as well. There we go. And we're gonna have you guys patrol these areas here. Well, where's this at? That's on the west coast, west coast, west coast. All right, we got 2 of you here. Let's merge that under Nimitz and get you guys patrolling out here. Just keeping an eye out for any tricks Spain is gonna do. Right. There we go. I think we'll be alright. So goodbye, Alf Landon. Still another election, though, in 1940. Stimson does believe in the law. What is this? Illinois uprising. We received reports of an armed uprising in the Great Lakes region. The rebels have seized local industrial and military zones, proclaiming the American Commune. They are led by Earl Browder, a Socialist Party representative at the 1936 elections. The uprising calls for an end of Republican government and establishment of a socialist Marxist regime. Remove national spirit, nationwide food shortages. Socialist supporters start a civil war. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh goodness. Crisis in America indeed. Freeze, everybody. The Second American Civil War has broken out today with the extreme wing uprisings all over the country. The President of the United States has declared a martial law. The situation is worsened by the fact that as much as 40% of the U.S.'s Army and Navy has joined the uprising. America is once again in the grip of a civil war, this time between the 2 political systems. Only time will tell whether America will be an authoritarian state or one for and by the people. Authoritarian state? We're Republicans. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well then, we're going to have to fix this. Let's see who we still have. Still have Courtney Hodges and Maurice Rose. It's funny because if anything you'd think Maurice Rose would have left, but fine, we'll use Hodges. And we have, we do not have any field marshals. Okay, Maurice Rose, if you decided you didn't want to stay on our side after all, welcome aboard. Let's have you be an aggressive assaulter and charismatic. Attention. Hodges, you're fine where you're at. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Who could have predicted this? I could have. I was expecting this to happen. It's fine, though. It's fine. We'll get out of this in one piece. Sure of it. Hopefully. Maybe. Possibly. Probably? I don't know. I don't know. But we gotta get some guys over to Washington sooner rather than later. So, I think we're about to lose it. And New England. Hey, the depression's over at least, right? All right then. Gotta figure out what is the plan here. We need. What do we need? What do we need? Department of Justice. There's all subversive activity stuff. This isn't concern us. We're gonna start reestablishing the Monroe Doctrine, and we're getting some help over there. Good, and we still have California. As long as we got that, things can't get too bad, right? Okay, how many divisions do they have? Somewhere between 36 and 22. Well, as America mobilizes for war, we've received an unusual request. Amelia Earhart, the famous aviator who successfully circumvented the globe not long ago, wishes to enlist in the Army Air Corps as a fighter pilot. She has demonstrated considerable skill in mock dogfights. There are many within the military establishment who frown on the idea of having a woman flying combat missions. Should we make an exception in her case and let her join? Absolutely. So, we just spawned a bunch of militia divisions. Alright. What we're going to do here is you guys are going to cover all this wasteland, basically, that people call the Midwest, but that in Hearts of Iron is so badly supplied. Have you come over here, like about that far. And the other 24 of you, we're going to put here, that. We'll put a couple of you down here in Norfolk. Do we have a commando or something? We got Leonard Giroux. That'll do. Here, Alexander. Probably should have put Alexander Patch in the other place actually, but it's fine. It's fine. Might be able to start making some moves here. So we're gonna begin to micromanage a lot here on these front lines. For example, right here. I think we're actually going to be able to get back to the United States pretty quick. We have a lot more factories than they do, at least. So we're going to let them take all this Midwest area as long as they don't start to come into California. I think that we'll be alright for the most part. Keep this guy pinned down. Keep him on the correct side of the river as far as I'm concerned. Come on, come on. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Over here, pushing on into Cleveland, we're going to go with kind of a shade of orange. Orange. No, 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 no. You stop and you go north. Yep, it looks like we are, in fact, just going to walk into Washington. Great. Now things are going to get complicated if Spain declares on me. So let's watch out for them. I think we'll be mostly fine, though. Yep, we've already taken Washington right back. Good. Take the two of you, and we're going to try to... Oh, that's right, that's right. They don't have the stream here. Like the Chesapeake Bay region in this mod. Okay, that's actually really good for me, I think. Good, good. Now, we got to be careful, because I do want to get to Chicago, but I don't want to get too stretched out. They're already in Idaho over here in the west, but we can take their factories. There's going to be no issue here. Let's see if we can get up into New York. They're taking New England, which is where a lot of their forces are concentrating at the moment. Let's try to get over the Appalachians as best we can. It'll be great if we can get up here to maybe Cleveland, and then that'll force them to change their capital, and then either the west or the east is going to become isolated. Alright, keep moving north, keep moving north. A little bit at a time. Alright, now can all of you assault this? Yes. Okay, great. We're still 20,000 in the hole. You guys can stop assaulting, but you need to be moving. That's what I'm talking about. Wow, so many red bubbles. Very concerning. Hey, we can call in the Philippines. How could I forget? The indomitable Philippines. Alright, moving on up to Mississippi. This is going well, that's going well. How about you guys? You guys are all coming right here. We don't have enough command points to do any sort of force assaults, obviously. We're going to also keep trying to come up here to Chicago. This is going well as we make our way toward Annapolis. No, we're actually about to get cut off here. That's fine. Stop him here. Actually, no, don't stop that one here. Bring this guy here. Yeah, I think we're going to lose that division. There. split. And you come here, keep this guy encircled. Meanwhile, you get moving up toward Buffalo. Starting to pick up the factories kind of fast, but not nearly as fast as I am. We'll have one of you try to come up here into Montana. Maybe they can pull it off. See, and there's no stream here, right? Yes, the oven mitt of Michigan is totally isolated. Excellent. Alright, we got one of you coming this way. Yeah, then you'll go up to Louisville. This guy's already pinned, so you don't have to continue to pin him down. Let's go up to Chicago. I think we're gonna get there just in time. But look at that! Look at that zoom in further mod. So nice, very, very good. All right, moving this way. Come on, we gotta pick up the airbase. Speaking of which, I have not deployed my planes, so here's what we're gonna do: take all you. Take all you, assign you to them. We got some more planes here, and where's my other planes? And where is my ace? I want to know. Okay, coming over here. Has she been assigned anywhere? Doesn't look like it. It's kind of annoying. Spain also has its war goal on me. They do not seem to be using it, though, at the moment. Right here, keep them pinned. Alright, well, we at least made it to Chicago. We've still taken more casualties than I have. I also still have more manpower in the field than they do. Blow the Panama Canal. Ludicrous. No threats of a naval invasion yet. And they've got a whole long way to go before they're going to surrender. So what we're going to try to do now, come around to New York City. We still have Boston. I think this guy will be able to get up to Chicago in time. I think he'll be okay. Right, stop attacking that way. Come over here. We need to get a second parallel line. Get going like that. Another line. Again, cutting off sections of the army. So now this entire Midwest force is going to go. Now I'm not concerned with taking the Midwest other than in the sense that it's going to significantly shorten my front line, which will be very good. And we could just start bunching them up. We could start putting a lot of pressure on them. And before you know it, we'll have won. Excellent. You stop coming here. You go this way. Alright, this is good. This is good. Attrition, how's it going in the west? Because they don't have a whole lot of infrastructure out here anyway. But it doesn't look like the attrition is doing too much. Let's check out our air superiority. Oh, we definitely have it. That's good. Keep heading north, though. Keep going north. Let's try to reach one of the Erie Canal area here. It's the Erie Canal up here. I've actually forgotten. No, it's here because it goes from Lake Erie. Right? Detroit. Let's go take Detroit because I'm starting to get the feeling that there still might be some supply coming through up here and I just can't see the stream. Once we have a little bit more political power, we'll be able to go to war economy as well, which is pretty good. Now, it looks like we're going to cut off, we've cut off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So not a huge part of their army is up here, but it's at least something. I don't want to let them get to Seattle, though. Oh, it's so nice to kill commies instead of playing as them. I've been playing communists so much lately. Gets to be a little bit old. Move out. Right, up here, Minneapolis. They've actually got more victory points now than when they started, which is telling me that they're getting. Do they have cores on these areas that they're taking, or something like that? Delay is complete. ourselves some elastic defense. Gotta get up to Cleveland, though. Very, very few factories on their side. We've got 140 of it. Oh, we're still paused, my bad. We're also going to take this up to 3 speed, I'm feeling. Yeah. These guys are repairing. You guys at the submarine squad. You're currently docked in Puerto Rico. Let's put you to work. Put you to work sinking communist ships out here. Right, Indianapolis has been taken. Or should be soon. Here, we're so close. We're so close to creating our great anaconda once we take Cleveland. What's going on over here? Still not seeing attrition. Still not seeing a serious reduction in organization. And that is concerning to me. Yes, sir. Not sure why. I know there's some victory points out there, but come on. A little more than this should be happening. Keep on attacking. We still have Boston. It's mini factories. Okay. Pin this guy down. Keep going north. Only about 2/3 of the way toward capitulating. We're gonna definitely need Cleveland. No, we took Cleveland. And we definitely need Pittsburgh, is what I meant to say. Coming over here to Columbus. Yeah, these communists never stood a chance. Your Earl Browder. Now, oh, it took too long. I forgot to switch to war economy as soon as I had the chance. Well, at least I could go to extensive conscription. That's something, right? Not as if I need war economy. The American economy is already plenty strong. New York is their capital now. Interesting. Okay. Means we're going to probably have to take Philadelphia too. Actually, let's come down here and take Philadelphia first. For the victory points. Oh, they've taken so many more casualties than I do. About 4 times as many. That's great. Fantastic. I think we can finish up this one in this episode. Alright, we've reestablished that. We could do some European policy. I think we will. Who knows when Germany is going to be starting something up out there. In the midst of this civil war, I can't think of a better time to work on to think about foreign policy. Keep your distance. All right, this is going real good. Down to 4 military factories. They've lost a significant amount of their civilian factories, and we just annexed it. We've got it under control. Civil war is over. War is over if you do. All too easy. Let's head on over to 5 speed. End of the Civil War. The Second American Civil War has now concluded with the defeat of the rebellion against the legitimate government. Proving leadership has kept the majority of the country together throughout the war and now faces the difficult task of rebuilding the Union. Get a little bit of stability. End of the American Civil War. President Stimson made a national address today from the remnants of the White House, announcing the surrender of the rebelling forces in the end of the Second American Civil War. The president was joined by the leaders of the other major parties, and they all announced a bipartisan effort at Reconstruction and potential constitutional reform. President Stimson also signed an executive order granting a pardon to all who took up arms against the Union, aside from the leaders of the insurgency, who were set to, for the first time in history, stand trial before the Supreme Court on charges of treason. America's darkest days appear to be over, and rising tensions in Europe may provide America with a leading role within the world for the rest of the 20th century and beyond. And beyond. Beyond. All right. So we're gonna get building some military factories now. Okay, we got a bit of repairs to be done, but I think our economy is really going to be kicking into next gear now. So we're doing the European policy. Actually, I probably should do North... Or after we're done with this, I think what we need to do, because Bavaria is not going to be moving for a little bit, is we're going to do North and Latin America, as well as South America and the Caribbean, getting down here to Pax Americana, and stop any conflict in the Western world. Kingdom of Spain has just joined the Berliner Pact. Interesting. Interesting indeed. That means they're going to be working with Germany, which means if Spain has a war goal on me, well, Germany does too. That's a problem. It's a big problem, man. Some anti-air going. Spain just declared on Haiti, so now it's official. Alright, German unification just completed, which means, well, the obvious, the German Empire has been recreated under Kaiser Wilhelm. So a New England hurricane hurt my stability for some reason. Ouch. But that's it for today. We fought the Civil War and won. I kind of screwed up there and didn't go into the war economy when I should have, although it was pretty tight. Only had a few more points. I might not have been able to get it anyway. But we'll see how this campaign goes as we start to look abroad toward how we can police the world. It looks like the Spanish are getting super aggressive here, our end of the world, and I don't like it. Anyway, hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.